So tomorrow is going to be the official Global Dokkan Campaign 2025 reveal. Within this stream, we should be getting things such as the character, announcements, and the theme overall for the celebration itself. Now, unfortunately, the 10th anniversary stream itself is no longer up, but in that 10th anniversary stream, at least the anniversary broadcast, etc., we did get the theme, which was like the strongest under the heavens, and then we also did end up getting the not the theme for like the Dogan Fest, the carnivals, but we also got the actual card arts themselves, and I really do expect something similar to this happening. Now, as of the time of this recording, the premiere is 14 hours away. It's 4 a.m. Pacific time on the 2nd. That is tomorrow. It would be 7 a.m. Eastern time if you're in Eastern time. And if you go to the actual link, which I will leave in the comment section below, we will, or at least in the description of the video if I don't, we will actually, you could just click on this and see what time the actual start is going to be for. And we also know that on the 5th, we're going to be getting further details such as the actual character kits. We'll be knowing basically everything that there is to know. Now, we do know the actual time frame of how long the premiere is going to be. I didn't want to see it, but I did see it and I did retweet it. Out of respect, I will not actually say the amount of time that the stream is, and honestly, I'm trying to forget as well, as best as I can, just so that I can be fully surprised. But this is in line with what I'm thinking in general that we will see. I'm going to show on the screen in a second. I am still a believer of the 6 LR theory, but I think 4 LRs is the more likely scenario. I just think that, again, we'll show it here again, but I did say on Twitter, my final guess for the upcoming reveal, which is again tomorrow, and I will be live for that, by the way. Very ambitious, will likely be less, as in, like, I think probably the right expectation to have is just 2 LRs to be shown, but we will see, of course. And that is Super Saiyan 4 Mini Diamond Goku as a Dokkan Festival, then a Carnival Tag Goku Black and Zamasu that will fuse into Fusion Zamasu, then a Carnival Vegito that transforms into Vegito Blue, very similar to the Year 9 Gogeta. So I think there's a lot of questions that could be asked in terms of this concept that I'm making a video about. First off, Dokkan Fest Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku feels out of place in a sense, and it's like, it's kind of just shoehorned in there, and I would agree, but Daima, I almost like don't want to think that Daima itself, like it not being represented now, is like, they're gonna wait until September and then next January to really start doing Daima stuff. I just like, like the finale Daima stuff, I just almost don't see it. Even if Daima's like just part 2 and it's like Future Saga part 1, Daima part 2, I just really am not confident on that. And whilst I think doing 6 LRs again is a bit ambitious, it really would fit so well with what is needed in the game, and I could almost see it as like some sort of fake out where it's like, oh, we're showing the first 2 characters, then at the end, here's a surprise, and then we get Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, I think it could be either the adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku or the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku. To play it a little safer, I did just go with the mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku, since I'm assuming he'll be put in game before the adult version. But I could also see them be like, hey, you know what? Here's adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku. You guys waited long enough. And then maybe they make mini Super Saiyan 4 Tanabata or something like that, right? But honestly, at this point, with this not being a full Daima celebration, I'm almost interested in thinking that adult Super Saiyan 4 is like 11th anniversary, unfortunately. As much as I don't really want him to be, I think that might be what they do. Or maybe Tanabata, adult Super Saiyan 4 Goku, would be really cool as well, just like a Dokkan Fest LR. I think, if anything, he's the character that they could kind of wait as long as they really want to before dropping him, and I think he'll have the same general hype level. But the excitement is definitely going down compared to if they dropped him, honestly, like EX part of the 10th anniversary. My opinion, they should have just dropped him EX part 10th anniversary. Just another LR. Who cares, right? And just like do something like that. But I guess people would care, but they didn't do that. So I just, really, I am truly thinking Daima will somehow be involved in this celebration. There's just like almost no way that it's not, but I mean, that could be copium in my mind. Now, tag Goku Black and Zamasu, I think would just make a lot of sense, right? We do have a lot of Zamasu cards that came out a long time ago. I mean, pretty much since 2023, Zamasu has not been given any love. We've had, or yeah, 2022, I mean. We've had a Goku Black get a few cards like back in 2023. Actually, this is 2024. So, no, wait. The Global Dokkan campaign, I forgot, was it 2023 or 2022? Oh, it's 2023. Dude, I'm like kind of crazy for that, apparently. I knew it was 2023, right? This guy, we got him in 2024. He kind of feels like a nothing release. I honestly, like, really looking back at it, and now that Future Saga we're getting now, what was really the point for this guy? He didn't really do much, honestly. I mean, like, I guess it was just because, like, a Super Boss's alternative, right? But I don't know. I think, like, basically a new version of this, Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, and then plus Zamasu, or it could be Zamasu plus Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black, one of the two. I assume it'll start off as Goku Black, and then it'll be into Zamasu. What I think could happen is I think we could see, like, obviously both sides would have an active skill. I would assume the Zamasu side would be the one that would actually propose to fuse, right? That makes sense. And then I think Goku Black would probably have an active skill where he powers up some sort of way. That makes sense to me. Maybe he just gets the Scythe again, who knows. I mean, we did see a bunch of these Scythe Rose sprites were updated, so I would not be surprised if he did have something like that. But I mean, this character, again, they're on all these categories, but they would actually be on a few more teams compared to, let's say, you know, if we do get a Scythe Rose here, right? This character would also be on teams such as, I think, Inhuman Deeds, right? This character is not on Inhuman Deeds, for example. We could see Exploding Rage. We could see Accelerated Battle, right? Zamasu himself, he's on, like, Gifted Warriors and things like that. So we could be in a really nice treat for how they actually handle this guy. A Power Beyond Super Saiyan would be another team that this guy would be on. So I think all of that consideration, they'd be on a lot of really nice villain teams that they could really help out in a nice way. Then a lot of people would be surprised. I'm gonna be on the camp that we won't see a tag fusing Blue Goku and Vegeta. And again, it's a little weird to say that. I'm okay. I would not personally be a fan of getting 4 tag fusing characters in the same year like that. Just because I think that they could save another version of this for the future. Especially if we assume if the 2023 worldwide characters actually do not get their EZA, then I could see them getting an EZA in the future. And again, we have plenty of just Future Saga stuff that won't happen in this celebration that I could see us having for another celebration in like 2027 or, you know, whenever it happens in the future. But like, if we take a look here, like, okay, I think we could see Super EZAs for Physical Vegito Blue, Tech Fusion Zamasu, Age of Rose, Blue Vegeta, Sword of Hope Trunks. I mean, we could even see EZAs for the Future Androids, Gohan Trunks, and then Age of Trunks, Vegeta Trunks, Fusion Zamasu, but then like EZAs, Super EZAs for like Tech Vegito Blue and STR Rose, you know, maybe even like Goku Black Zamasu. I think we could probably see their Super EZAs, but like Super EZA for these two wouldn't make sense when we're already getting Physical VB and Age of Rose for, like, I would say very confidently you can make that guess. It's not really concrete. Then of course, you know, even eventually these two will get their EZA. I assume they might not. It could be a surprise, right? But like, obviously, you know, in the future Tech Trunks, Age of Zamasu, Super EZA, these two, their EZAs, right? Even like in the future, it's like very long ago or very long in the future, Goku Black kind of EZA right there, right? I just like, there's so much Future Saga stuff that will be in a second kind of, in a second wave of like Super EZAs and EZAs that I don't think they're gonna touch right now. They're just so much, and I don't think they're gonna blow all their load in just one specific spot for these EZAs. So that's why I'm like, I could really see like we can get like a brand new Fusion Zamasu with a different name? Like, what if they're like, yeah, okay, again, we learned we're actually gonna give Fusion Zamasu corrupted his actual name and like a future card. They could still do that, right? I mean, we saw what they did with Beerus, and we saw what they're doing with a bunch of other characters with the name differentiation. So we'll see what they actually will end up doing. But maybe it could even be Zamasu plus Goku Black instead, where it's like a like yeah, like a Zamasu plus Goku Black card or something like that could be interesting. Maybe even like a Zamasu card where he takes over Goku's body, and then we get like Zamasu parentheses Goku could be a card in the future. Like there's a bunch of possibilities that they could still do actually, which is really funny. It could even be just an unfusing Goku Black and Zamasu tag. It could be instead of like this, what if this LR is like Goku Black plus Zamasu, and then like Goku Black transforms into Rose, and then a future card could be Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black plus Zamasu, and then they are like a fusing card. Like that could be a thing. But another thing is that I think that we could get again at the year 9 like counterpart of this Gogeta with a Vegito, like where it's like okay, base form Vegito into Super Saiyan and Blue Vegito. It'd be really cool. Like what if they did a what if? I don't think this is gonna be a thing. This is me throwing out this idea. Like imagine a what if like Super Saiyan Vegito, and then he just like Super Saiyan Vegito, like what if Future Saga, and then he transforms into Blue Vegito, or even like a what if Super Saiyan God Vegito into Blue Vegito would be sick. Like where it's just like okay, it's still a different name starting off character, and you know he can link with all the other Vegetos. I just feel like, you know, like imagine it just a celebration where like a year where it's like tag Super Vegito, tag Super Gogeta, tag Fusion Zamasu, tag Vegito Blue. It just feels like a lot, and honestly, I think the designs might be a bit too samey, which is why I would really prefer, instead of just another tag Goku and Vegeta, we get just a standalone Vegito. I mean, ideally they do like standalone Vegito Blue. I just don't think that they will actually do that, unfortunately. They could, but they seem very apprehensive about putting a standalone Vegito Blue or a standalone Gogeta Blue, a standalone Super Gogeta, you know, like that. They just don't really seem like they want to do that, so it would obviously be some sort of transforming character. But that's kind of my guess, and I think the biggest issue people could have is like the leader skill for like Fusion Zamasu and Vegeta Blue, because obviously we know the Carnival LRs are getting just one single leader skill to 20% thing, right? But my theory is that again, every Vegito and Zamasu like leader skill meta, like whether a dual Dokkan Fest, have always gotten super class and extreme class in their leader skill, and they did not stop that from these two, right? They still had extreme class key through 150% right here, super class key through 150% for HOVB, right? Again, we go back into the future for another Vegito Zamasu dual Dokkan Festival. Obviously these guys were super types buffs right here, right? And then we go back further, obviously physical BB and Ager Rose did of course have super class. I guess if we look here, it'd be super class 50%, and then extreme class 50% here. But you guys get the point. They're usually super and extreme class leaders, and I actually am very confident that they will still have them have super and extreme class buffs in their leader skills. Which, you know, if their leader skills mirror each other, that makes even more sense, which is why I'm kind of like, it would make sense if they're either a dual Carnival or dual Dokkan Fest, even just because of how they handle Vegito and Zamasu with their leader skills. They're usually like very mirrored to each other. It'd make a lot of sense to me. Maybe we could even see something like super class allies key through in 200% stats when team includes all 5 super types, or same with Zamasu when team includes all 5 extreme types and it's just an extreme class leader 200%. That'd be really good. That would be really, really good for villains, right? The flexibility would be insane. And it's like, okay, not 220%, but we're able to put basically any villain we want on the team with a little bit of a restriction, but still could be pretty cool. And then maybe it could even be like they even just do an exception for these two, and it's like, okay, maybe Fusion Zamasu is like a Realm of Gods leader, but then extreme class could also get 180%. And then Vegito's like, I don't know, Fuse Fighter or something like that. And then he gives super class like 180%, right? That could work as well. Obviously 180% isn't the best, but it could definitely get the job done, I think, in the majority of scenarios. So again, that's kind of just what I'm thinking for like a Vegito and Zamasu can dual Carnival, and then Daima Super Saiyan 4 getting the Dokkan Fist just because he's a character that wouldn't have a Dokkan Fist. These two, like, obviously, they could pull medals from the previous Worldwide Celebration 2023. They have a bunch of events that they can get these medals for, so I'm not really, like, worried about, like, oh, Zamasu really needs a Dokkan Fist, especially, like, it would be ideal, I guess, in terms of leader skill, but if he has an extreme class part of his leader skill that is actually good, then I don't really think it's going to be that big of a deal. So that's why I'm going with this. Just kind of explain that. And again, it's very possible that they don't, but this is my reasoning for why I think this would be really cool, right? Just getting actual Daimas of a brand new character, then 2 exciting characters right there would be really nice. And honestly, it would make sense if they're like, I mean, the Daima hype definitely is falling down, like I'm saying. So if they drop like Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku, maybe if they're like, yeah, okay, but we're also going to drop these 2 next to him. I think that makes things like a very, very concrete part 1 celebration. But let's go ahead and see what some people are saying here. You already said future would be part of it, even though it was less than 1% chance. You get this right, it will laugh so hard. Yeah, I mean, that's referring to the tweet I made where I was like, I don't think this is going to happen, but imagine if it was Vegito and Zamasu and then ended up being, well, we heard Zamasu's voice. I said Vegito and Rose, but we heard Zamasu's voice. It will probably be some sort of Vegito and like tag Zamasu. It makes a lot of sense to me. And it's kind of like the thing where you look at it and it's like, see the obvious answer. And then it's usually the obvious answer. So I just think the obvious thing is Daima's not in game. Like Super Saiyan 4 specifically, right? Best outcome possible. Then for part 2, you can have Goma as a Dokkan Fest. With Gogeta 4, then Baby. People really want GT, and I think it makes sense. Like, GT has a lot of Super EZAs and EZAs upcoming. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta getting a new card would be pretty cool. I do agree with that. Baby getting an actual, like, new LR would also be really nice, but I think GT, like, if they want to go with GT, I would prefer next year, because then we can get the Year 8 EZA, we can get the Tanabata Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Omega EZA for sure. Because again, I'm gonna be of the camp that I don't actually really expect AGOVB and Tech Fusions Zamasu to EZA here. I could really see like imagine like 13th anniversary or something. It's like tag fusing Vegito Blue and then tag fusing Gogeta Blue. And then like the EZA the year 10 LRs there. Like I could see that happening. And it's like obviously EZA is a little different than like getting like 4 of them as brand new units in the same year. Because at least I feel like it would be a little different, especially because they're not part of separate celebrations, right? So yeah, I have to translate this. Unfortunately, I don't know. Let's see, not giving up on the 6 LRs. Again, it doesn't really even matter at the end of the day. And he says, I think that Mini Fork is a strong possibility that has had 0 reason to change. I would not be surprised if they have like a surprise like this. Yeah, I think so. And he could talk about this here, where it's like again the leader skills. What do we see here? Dumb question. I know you can't see them doing it, but could they just do 200% to super and extreme class? You know, that'd be broken, but curious kind of like what Vegito Blue and Rose. If they do that, I would say it's not impossible, especially because Carnival leader skills are 220% now. So if they made them like 200% super and extreme class, it's not impossible, but I would probably assume they might do a restriction where it's like when all 5 classes are on the team. I mean, all 5 types, right? Yeah, if they're doing 3 LRs, the teaser would have shown 3 streams of color instead of 2. Yeah, surely. That could very well be it, right? But I think it could be like a secret thing. Feels like hope for Daima? Could be. I think actual expectations that should be set is only to expect 2 characters. Like, this feels like Legends Part 1 Anniversary all over again, where it's like, it was Vegeta and UI Goku, and people were like, that can't be it. This can't be just it, right? And it ended up being just that, so yeah. Let's see, as long as Vegito starts as Vegito, you're fine. I think it's a very likely scenario. It could be, again, like Year 9 Gogeta, because getting a Vegito counterpart to that would be cool, in my opinion. Chill with this. Your guess is remove Mini Super Saiyan 4, replace Zamasu and Goku Black. Part 2, Mini Super Saiyan 4 and Goma. Well, no, this would be a tag fusing Zamasu Goku Black, but okay. I guess I could have made that clearer. Your final guess, tag fusing Zamasu, tag fusing Vegito Blue. And then Mini Super Saiyan 4, and then Adult Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. I do not think we would get part 3 to Global Dokkan campaign. I think, yeah, I don't think this would happen. I think it would just be 2 parts. But also, I wouldn't like this as part 3 either, personally. I think Kefla deserves an LR, but yeah. Let's see. You don't get where people have this whole 6 LRs thing. They said it specifically was for the 10th anniversary. Well, I mean, yeah, but this is technically the global 10th anniversary. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure it did it really well. So, who knows? Who knows? What if GC? So also, these are the same devs that said Pity is not plans, and then like 5 months later, we had Pity implemented in the game. So sometimes things change, guys. Sometimes things really do change. Obviously, Pity is different than having an extra LR, but what if GDC ends up like this? Carnivals would have matching SSR artworks on their banners. Mini Super Saiyan 4 Goku could be replaced by Adult. Carnivals will lead Super Extreme Class to 20%. Yeah, this seems like it would be a very successful celebration. Goma would very easily be carried by Gogeta here. Right? And this would be a banger part 1, dude. Woo! That would be crazy. Speaker, everyone want to say we were not summoning a DP unless he's a disputable best. It would even be worse in part 2 if DP is Goma and you have Gogeta 4 in the Carnival. I think many people would be excited for Super Saiyan 4 Mini Goku. I think so. Finon Dokkan, yeah, Finon comes out tonight, bro. And then we have the Dokkan reveal. And then, oh my goodness, tomorrow is incredibly busy. We also have the Bandai Namco showcase. It's just crazy. For me, it would be fine if you only get 2 characters, not 3. That's fair. Stop with the Diamond Coat. I guess, right? Let it go with the 6 others. Tag Zamasu, tag Goku Vegeta with LR Fusion Zamasu and LR Standalone Vegito Blue is your guess. It highlights in Vegeta who pummels Goku Black and tag LR Goku Black and Zamasu. And then Super Easy A's for these TURs. Okay. For Crew the dude no one invited. Honestly, it's perfect. Same idea but with Adult instead. Never happening one celebration alone. I mean, never say never, man. But anyways, that's just my theory. I'm just putting this out here just cause, you know, I mean, why not? I just felt like talking about it in a video, kind of explaining my thoughts, but let me know what you guys are thinking. I would say, again, temper expectations. Probably, I think it's realistic to just expect 2 LRs, but I'm gonna go ahead and full send here. Hopefully I'm right. I'll catch you guys next time.